I do know film deep dive number one, Raiders-Packers, is where we're starting. Let's start with the Green Bay offense.
Okay.
My lead from your notes, and you can take it from here.
Sure.
You say Green Bay offense no longer looks like a work in progress.
No, it does not. It's like, you know, we're hitting on all cylinders now. I don't look at it anymore to where, we're being careful. We're still trying to learn some of these schemes and doing this. And I don't want to put too much offense in the game plan because I don't want to flood everybody's brain early on in the season. It's every week. It's more and more plays. It's more play action passes. It's better drop back pass game design. You know, of course, their run game. They have creative wrinkles within that every week. You know, the run game didn't take off yesterday. Why? Because the Raiders played stacked boxes for the majority of the day, which led to beneficial looks in the passing game, why Aaron Rodgers tore them up. But, yeah, Paul, the offense is like, it's, you know, Rodgers is awesome. But the offense is good. It really is. It's got everything in it. Like, if I was a quarterback, I'd go, ooh, I would really like this to be like a lot of what I do.
What's the best part of it? Like, I guess I mean, I'm listening to you and just following up, but like I had written down, how is Matt LaFleur helping Aaron Rodgers in a way that the previous offenses did not help?
Sure. Well, I think the first thing is a little more like patience with the run game, especially the first few weeks, which makes everybody, as the season goes on, go, hey, we got to stop the run. Hey, they run the ball. We got to stop the run.
But their running numbers weren't great.
No, not great. Not great. But it's been set up by 6 weeks prior of running the ball, at least with attempts, and some games having the yards. So there's that. Plus, their O-line is getting better as far as run blocking because they haven't really done it a lot last few years. It's all been pass block, pass block,
and you said their pass blocking's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. They're still one of the best pass blocking O-lines in all of football. But I think the big thing is so far the endless inventory of play action passes. Whether it's out of the I formation or I formations, two receivers to the left, they have a lot of different ways where they can attack you. And that's a dangerous formula with Aaron Rodgers. Oh, run the ball. Oh, we're going to creep towards the line of scrimmage. Oh, gosh, now they're going to go send people down on 50 and 60-yard routes downfield, and we got to expand and get deep. And he's making the right reads and throws off of that, not forcing the issue. You know, there was a few times yesterday where, they called deep play action passes. The Raiders really drop back deep. He throws it underneath, and the guy gets 10 or 15 yards, and he made a 5-yard throw. But that's because of their formula right now and the pressure they're putting on the defense, and especially what they've missed there is the vertical downfield aspect. The last few years, they haven't really had that. It's been, okay, Rodgers throw a fade down the sideline or back shoulder, or maybe a 50-50 ball, but these are like game plan, the first play of the second half. It's a corner post, right? And you know, those are things I look at where I bet you their rule has been if there's a single safety, the guy reads it on the fly and runs a corner. He'll attack the single safety and then run to the corner. Well, they made a change up this week. They probably said, you know, we've done this a few times, so let's do the opposite. Oh, the single safety's there. He runs at him like he's going to run the post. He leans to the corner and then goes back across the face of the safety, and Rodgers hits him in stride for a big game.
And think about just by calling that play, just by virtue of having that play in your repertoire, how much confidence you have in the offensive line. Post corner post or post corner, whatever it is. That's about 3 breaks there for the receiver, 30 yards downfield.
At least it is. It's letting Rodgers pat the ball, really let me see if I'm seeing this correctly. And then, but it mostly goes back to their run game again. Because just think if you're a D lineman with those things, you know, it's a good, 5 seconds to let all that happen to get down the field. But the first 2 seconds are wasted by defensive linemen because they're going, oh, I got to stop Aaron Jones over here. And then they go, oh, no, it's a pass. And then they got to try to gear up to rush the passer. So it does. It all plays through the run game. And, I mean, really, ever since the Eagles game, I feel like it's just gotten better and better every week, and it's rolling right now with what they're doing on that side of the ball.
What's the biggest mistake the Raiders defense made against them, and kind of spinning it forward? What can teams do now as they're watching, just as impressed as you are, I'm sure, with Packers offense? What can they do? What can they learn from the failures of teams like the Raiders and say, okay, we're going to try this against this new offense?
Raiders too bland, okay? That's the first thing. Raiders are not real talented on the defensive side of the ball. They're young. They're still in rebuild mode, and John Gruden and company and Mike Mayock are doing a great job, but they don't have a difference maker on their defense. There's no star
at any level.
Not really. There's some good, but there's no like star where I go, man, you can put that corner on an island against anybody, or that guy right there coming off the edge. If they don't chip him or double team him, he'll ruin a game plan. Right. Or that D tackle, if they don't run away from him, you're screwed. They don't have that guy right now. Now, they will eventually, and they have a ton of money to spend, but I thought a little too overzealous with, we're not going to let them run the ball on us, all right? So too many 6, 7-man boxes, according to whether it was, shotgun or underneath the center. Too many optimal pass looks. And then added to that, probably too long to adjust to go, you know what, Rodgers is on fire today. We need to put another safety back deep and play too deep a little bit more. Yeah. I thought they waited too long to kind of make those adjustments. And they don't disguise. And that's again, a thing that, when you play the greats, Rodgers, Manning, Brady, those kind of quarterbacks, you got to make them think at some point here and there.
If they're not, I guess confused is too much to expect.
Yeah, you're not going to confuse them.
But if you don't even make them hesitate.
Right, exactly, that's the word. You want to make them hesitate every now and then on a big play. And he came up to the line of scrimmage and went, oh, yep, okay, it's 3 deep. Oh, okay. It's
every time.
It's man-to-man with a single safety. Okay, cool. And then that just makes it too easy on him. And then you see what a master he is. Some of their passes yesterday in the drop-back pass game, he just gets to a quick audible. Hey, got it. Boom. Oh, there's a slot option route. Boom, he catches it, makes one guy miss. It's gone for a touchdown. Because they don't disguise it.
Right.
Oh, it's all-out pressure, and he can see it. Like, he literally goes, ready, break. They break the huddle, and he's like, here comes all-out pressure.
Yeah.
Let me get to the play.
Right.
So those were the mistakes they made, let alone, come on, the guy's insane.
Right.
And he's insane.
Ridiculous.
He's insane. I mean, that's just
You mentioned, though, that the Raiders didn't have any difference makers on defense.
Yeah.
If you're a D coordinator scheming against the Packers, you're worried about the play calling, you're worried about Rodgers, obviously.
Yeah.
And you're concerned about their new commitment to the run.
Yes.
Who amongst the pass catchers is really scaring you?
Oh, I mean, nobody. I mean, that's what's kind of crazy
Doing
about
all this without Davante Adams?
I know. Without Davante Adams and a bunch of guys where we go, who is that?
I click on the computer. I literally say, who's that?
I know.
Where did he go?
Valdez-Scantling can run. He's long. Okay, so he's got some speed to stretch a defense. Geronimo Allison in kind of the same way. They're not like real great route runners, but they're big bodies. They have big catch radiuses.
8 receivers caught at least 2 passes.
I mean, then you got Kumaro, who's just a big white guy on the edge, where I look at him and I go, I think I could beat him in a race, but I know I can't.
There he is running open down the sideline.
Opening down the sideline.
Does it say more about the scheme that Matt LaFleur is running, or Aaron's just pure talent, that guys like that are running open?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's more this year than I've ever seen. I've seen other years where, like, again, not to knock, who's the guy on the NFL Network? James Jones, right?
Yeah.
James Jones on the NFL Network, he couldn't go anywhere and be a part of an offense. And then he comes back to Green Bay and he leads the NFL in touchdown receptions.
With a hoodie.
Right. And that's because 12, oh, you're covered in the end zone, I'll put it here. Oh, you're covered in the end zone, I'll put it here. And he was great at catching balls in traffic and doing that. So Rodgers has that ability to kind of, accentuate those type of guys. But I do think we're seeing it more this year because defenses are a little bit like, man, what are they about to hit us with next? That's another formation, another personnel set. Gosh, the fullback's in. They're running it. Oh, it's a bootleg. It's a play action. Oh, it's a quick drop back pass. They got it all going. And, the big turning point was the end of the first half. Mm-hmm. That really changed the game.
Right.
We'll talk about that in a second on the other side of the ball. But Derek Carr reaching out, trying to get the touchdown, fumble, touchback. They go down and score. Now, if you remember the play, he hits Kumaro down the right sideline.
Yep.
There's a miscommunication between the corner and the safety. The safety is mad at the corner after the play's over, which tells me the corner messed up because he gave him like you were locked, or you were supposed to be hammered on him. You were supposed to be man-to-man, and the corner played it like cover 2.
Yeah.
So he kind of like jammed him and then turned around like he was looking for somebody in the flat, and by the time he realized, oh, man, nobody's behind me to help me, Rodgers had already thrown a piss missile, and it was a touchdown, and that was that.
Right.
And then the second half starts, and he throws a bomb to Valdez-Scantling, and all of a sudden now you go, whoa, the Raiders were about to be up 17-10, or 17-14, and now they're down 28-10.
Yeah, and it didn't happen to come back.
No.
Before we move on from the Packers offense, Rodgers 6 incompletions, accounted for 6 touchdowns.
Right.
And his first perfect passer rating.
Yes.
So, moving on to the other side, Packers defense, and I do want to get to Derek Carr in that key play, but the Packers defense, do you think they're as far along as the Packers offense is?
No, I think they're going in the reverse order. Really. I mean, it's like we started the year with like, oh, Packers defense, please help us and carry the offense for a little. And now I feel like since that Eagles game, it's gone the other way.
What's in the way?
The biggest issue is I think their interior part of their defensive line.
Okay.
That's where they're compromised there. And, you know, Kenny Clark, who's their nose tackle, he's a good player.
Good.
He's the only really, good player in that unit, because then you get into the other guys, Lowry, 94, 95, Lancaster, B.J. Goodson at middle linebacker, Blake Martinez, who's a good athlete and a good player, but not a difference maker at middle linebacker. They're soft in there. And that is going to be an issue for them. And what it's doing is it's compromising them a little bit, too, because I think Mike Pettin knows it. He's trying to protect them. He's trying to get in bare fronts to stop people from running the ball down there. So, therefore, he's got to call some pass coverages sometimes where I think he doesn't want to go like, I don't want to play man-to-man here, but I'm worried that they're going to rip it up there with Josh Jacobs for 20 yards. Right. And I got to kind of put my corners in an uncomfortable spot. And that's kind of the issue they're in right now with the Packers. They're going the wrong direction. And where 4 weeks ago I would have said, this defense is good, and they might have to carry this team for a little while. It's almost the opposite now. It's the Packers' offense is hitting the elite stage, and Green Bay, I worry about their defense, and they're just going to have to almost play, let's hang on and not let a team score too many because Rodgers can outshoot them.
Looking around the NFC, we talked about this a little bit last Wednesday about how many strong teams there are. You didn't have Green Bay ranked as your top team. How big of a concern is it in the NFC North, the Vikings coming along, and then looking around the rest of that conference if you're not convinced on their D yet?
No, it's scary because I think about, teams like the Saints who have good offenses, the 49ers who have good offenses, right? The Minnesota Vikings, they've improved too from the last time Green Bay's played them.
Big time.
To where, their defenses are more talented than Green Bay. And we're seeing their offenses are very good, too. Now, they don't have number 12, and that's always going to be a little bit of a equalizer for the Green Bay Packers. And the fact that they do stay with the run game, and they are capable of, keeping their defense on the sidelines, and we're going to run the ball. We're going to go on a 10-play drive for 85 yards and chew up 8 minutes on the clock. They can do that. But it's a worry, and it's a work in progress, and we'll see. And, even with the guys on the edge, who the Smiths we love, Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, they're really good football players. But they're not like bona fide, we expect you to get 14 to 15 sacks a year. Right. They're more of like, they're great they're just all around good football players. And because of that, too, I think that Pettin has some moments, too, where he goes, man, if I want to get pressure on the quarterback, I need to blitz every now and then to get there. Right. And that compromises them a little, too. So it's a little scary with the Packers defense. They never stopped the Raiders yesterday. That's the point. They never really stopped them.
They didn't dominate them.
No. I mean, it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
It's going to go back and forth just like it was, and then Derek Carr had the stupid play, right?
Let's just keep it there.
Yeah, okay.
And my question about that, I think you correctly point out that was the turning point of the game.
Right.
At some point, Aaron Rodgers and the offense, they were going to take over and blow by him. But as it played out, that was the key play. We normally ding a quarterback for not getting it done in the key moment, for decision-making, for accuracy, something that relates to his mind and how he's throwing the ball.
Yeah.
How much fault do you put on Derek Carr? How much are you down on a quarterback when it comes to, he was making the effort, but it comes down to ball security.
Yes.
Ball security got him there. How mad are you at him?
Well, I'm mad at him to know, I think it's situational awareness this goes back to. What was that play? 2nd and 2? It was second down.
Yeah.
It was 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 3. There was no reason to do it. And they had not shown a sign yet of stopping your offense. So there was no desperation, I'll never get there again. Let me dive. Darn it, I almost got there.
It was 2nd down.
It was 2nd down, right? So, that, I think, that and knowing, gosh, I got a good running back, and we've kind of been controlling the line of scrimmage the first few drives of the game. Yeah. Why do I have to put myself out there, let alone he's done it before, as we know, with the carbon copy play from Sunday Night Football.
That has to play into your thinking.
Yes. I mean, definitely. So to me, the big thing is lack of situational awareness or letting the emotions of the moment get your best of you, where you should have just been like, I'm not going to turn the corner. We all want to score a touchdown. I get it. But Brady would have gone, we'll get it next play. I'm not going to lose the game right here. Right. I'll tuck it in and just go down. Or Rodgers or those guys. They would have realized no, I don't need to do it right here on this play. It's not that crucial.
Right.
And I think that's where I'm angry at Derek Carr, and I bet you John Gruden's the same way.
We used to have a category on the Sunday evaluation of quarterback play at Iowa called poor decisions.
Right.
And the offensive coordinator would, it was a big deal. How many poor decisions did you have?
Yeah, right.
Would you count that play by Derek Carr as a poor decision?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I would count that as a poor decision. I mean, it's like got an asterisk next to it because he is trying to sell out and he's trying to do the right thing by his team.
Yeah.
But for $25 million a year, and then you're in year 6 of his career or somewhere in there, I would expect him not to make that kind of mistake anymore and kind of realize the moment. That's where you're just like, gosh, come on, Derek, you're better than that.
Right.
And again, I don't know the way Rodgers is playing, and to your point, the Packers probably are going to win the game no matter what, but they had not stopped them. They start the second half. The Packers score. Let me just make sure I get this right. The Packers score on the first drive, okay, and then they get the ball back and go right down the field and score another touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's 28-7. Okay, Packers get it again, go right back down and score. It's 35-17. I meant to say 28-17. Okay, so now it's 35-17. Now let me take you through this.
Four straight drives end in a touchdown.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's 35-17, and Packers are totally in control. But the Raiders go right back down again.
Scored again. Yeah.
Well, they get stopped on the 3rd and 4th goal line stand. Josh Jacobs tries to jump over on 4th down. Jair Alexander comes around the edge. He hits him. So that stops that drive. That could have made it 35-24. Now I don't know what happens, but I'm just going to say either way, the Packers go 3 and out the next series. The Raiders get it again and go right down again, and he throws a ball in the back of the end zone where he's going to try to throw it up to Darren Waller, and that gets intercepted. And then that's when the Packers, a few plays later, he throws a long touchdown pass, and then it's the game over. It's 42-17. It's games like that against, as you know, superstars, gods of the sport like Aaron Rodgers. The room for error when the offense and he's playing like that is slim to none. And when you do that in a game like this, all of a sudden you look up and go, man, we're playing pretty good. We're losing 42-17.
Right? Yeah.
That's what life is like. I mean, I saw it when I was sitting on the bench playing against Peyton Manning. I played against Tom Brady. It's like I was like, man, we're standing toe-to-toe to them. And I looked up in the 3rd quarter, and I was like, we're down 28-0.
It doesn't feel that bad.
Right.
Right.
But that's what happens there.
Just from reading your notes and listening to you here recently, I don't want to put this game to bed without letting you talk about Jacobs and Waller at tight end.
Well, please, thank you for getting me there. Jacobs is special. At running back. He really is. Another guy, week to week, I just go, man, I mean, some of the cuts, some of the, running through tackles.
Good receiver, too.
Good receiver. He runs with more power than I really thought he would run in the NFL. I mean, not only is he capable of breaking ankles, but he can run over linebackers and safeties. I mean, ask Adrian, who was it? Adrian Amos early in the game. He went up there and tried to tackle him, and next thing he knew, he was looking up at the sky going, whoa, clouds look pretty today. So he is phenomenal. He really has superstar ability as far as your running back, and I think as he gets more and more comfortable, we'll continue to see that. And then Darren Waller, hey, the guy is in the convo for the best tight end. George Kittle's the best tight end in football. I don't think there's any, argument for me there. I think George Kittle is clearly the best. But when I go through, the rest of the guys, I think Darren...
He's in that conversation?
Yeah, I think
Kelsey,
I think he is in that combo. He's better blocker than those two.
Yep.
He's better after the catch than both of those two. So, again, I know he doesn't have as many pelts on his horse to say, I've been doing this for years and years.
Right.
But what I've seen through the last 4 or 5 weeks especially, he's featured in the offense. He's big. He can catch the ball and break tackles. He can go up and catch high-point balls. And he's a better run blocker than guys like Ertz and Kelsey. And that's where he can separate himself. Kittle's a great run blocker, too. That's what makes him special. But Darren Waller, they did a great thing by re-signing him last week. They signed him to, I believe, 3 years, $27 million. They got him for the low. That was smart. Get out in front of it because, in another year from now, he's going to be asking for $14 million a year, and they're not going to have to worry about that.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.